In June of 2017, the kids had just gotten out of school. We were beginning our first summer here in Nashville as a family. We had moved a year prior from North Carolina, and so a lot of my time was spent trying to make it fun for the kids in our new place here and help us all to miss our old neighborhood a little bit less, swim team and all the things that had been part of our life. At the same time, I was personally about 3 months into the process of realizing that my marriage was quite possibly coming to an end, and trying to accept all that that would mean for me. The terrifying prospect of being a single parent, of being a single person after 20 years. It was pretty much all I could think of on the inside, while outside I was trying to manage all the normal things. And quite honestly, it was a loss that was literally unfathomable to me. It was something that had never occurred to me as being a possibility in my life story. I felt like half my body had been amputated, and I didn't know what to do with all of that. I spent every waking moment trying to trace things back to the beginning of the breakdown and trying to keep things afloat and trying to fix things. And I walked around and still walk around with gaping holes in my person. But we all do. If we live long enough, we all are going to carry holes in our hearts. And so it's about figuring out what to do with that space. So in the middle of June, wrestling with all of this, knowing I needed to start writing, something resurfaced in my mind that I'd been carrying since the previous fall, when Ann Voskamp had sent me a copy of her book, The Broken Way. And in this book, she had used the illustration of the Velveteen rabbit to talk about how we grow through suffering. The rabbit in the story, which we're all familiar with, wanted so badly to become real, and he understood that there was a connection between being loved and becoming real. And so when he felt himself loved by the little boy, he started saying, "Oh, I'm real, I've got it, I'm a real rabbit now." And he later finds out that he's only part of the way there, and that he actually has to go through literal fire in order to come out the other side a real rabbit and join the other bunnies and hop away into the forest. And I've read that story, heard that story a million times, but this was the first time when it resonated with me on such a deep level. And I understood for the first time ever what it feels like to go through a fire and feel it not destroying you, but allowing you to expand as a human being and to become possibly more real than you've ever been before. And the thing is, nobody can do that for anybody else. Nobody can go through the fire for you. But we don't go through it alone, and I have not felt alone during this time. And there's not a shortcut, and there's not a pain-free way to do it. But there is real comfort and solace in feeling yourself held and feeling yourself grow through suffering. So I had been sitting on this concept since the previous fall and not quite sure how to handle it, because I didn't want to ruin it and write a terrible song. And so mid-June, I just sat down and I wrote this chorus that started, "If my beauty starts to fade, well, I've been held in 1,000 ways." And something just felt so right about it. And I wrote the rest of that chorus, and I knew it was right. And then I got stuck, and I couldn't finish it by myself, and it took the help of my good friends Ben Shive and Nicole Witt to bring the verses to light and arrange the song in a way that I felt honored the concept. We chose to make this song the most stripped down song on the album, because that's what it's all about when you have nothing left except the love of God and knowing who you are, that's enough. And so we wanted it to be a stripped down song to reflect that. And I also love that it's the last song on the album because it gives that message the final say.
If perfect turns to perfect mess, and all your love is all that's left. The nightmare's real as real can be. Call me Velveteen.